So these are the stories that I discovered as an adult and made me fall in love with reading. Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to my channel, Rido Reads Books. I'm Rede and I'm here today to talk to you about my top 10 favorite, not top, I don't know how many there are. I'm going to talk to you about my favorite books. Before I jump into that, let me just start by saying that I was in the biggest reading slump of my life. During my 20s, I regained my love of reading again in 2016 when I discovered the store Cherry Blossom Books, but that's a story for another time. However, I'm going to share with you the top books that I have come across in these last, how many years? That would be approximately in those last 8 years. So these are the books that have captured my heart. These are the books that have a very special place in my heart. I know that they could be, you could consider them problematic, not perfect, boring, I don't care, but these are the books that I love. And if these are the books or these are the stories that you love, then let's be friends. Are in no particular order. This is just, I was randomly picking them from the shelves. So let's start by my all-time favorite books. And by the way, I'm not sharing series, I'm telling you even books within a series. So let's start by Lightbringer by Pierce Brown. This is the sixth. This is the sixth book. Sixth? This is the sixth book in Red Rising Saga. I love these books. I love these characters. I love everything about them. This is a science fiction novel that talks about a revolution. It starts with a trilogy that talks about how they're going to be upending the system and then follows through with a time gap, a 10-year time gap, where they talk about the repercussions of that revolution. I'm not going to go into any details because this is book 6, so there's a lot happens, so many years pass by, but this is one epic story that everyone should read, a masterpiece. And this is my special edition of the book. I'll tell you more about it. But if you want to know how much I loved it, this is actually all the tabs that I have for this wonderful, magnificent story. I love this book so much. I love this writing. I love everything about these stories. They might feel intimidating. However, it's just, I'm there for the ride. I love everything about these stories, and I'm not saying anything useful, I understand, but my enthusiasm should get you excited to read it. Don't give up. They're worth it. They're worth the investment. They're worth the time. My special edition also of Lightbringer. This one is signed and numbered. There are only 500 copies, and this was copy 186 out of 500. People might not care about it, but I'm happy that I have this edition, and I have many signed editions by Pierce Brown. Second book on my list is Kingdom of Copper. This is a novel by Shannon Chakraborty, and this is book 2 in the series City of Brass or Devavat trilogy. So this is book 2. I love this book so much. This is one of the most interesting worlds I've ever experienced. Middle Eastern inspired. It was set in Egypt, and mostly set in Egypt. And it was refreshing, it was fun, it was well thought through, it was well executed. I love this series so much. Book 2 is my favorite. I also enjoyed Empire of Gold so much. I need to reread that one soon, but this one was just perfect. Everything, the balance between the romance, the balance between the political intrigue, the magical elements, how these different characters come together, the character development of everyone involved. The plot twist, everything about this book was perfection, and the cliffhanger was deadly. But it's definitely an all-time favorite, and it's a series that I would love to revisit over and over and over again. Third book on the list is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I have to confess that I only read 2 Brandon Sanderson novels, which is Warbreaker and Tress of the Emerald Sea. I loved both. I have all of the Sanderson books, and I'm planning on starting this journey soon. However, I loved every minute with Warbreaker. It was what I love in a story. It took me into a different world. It has one of the best magic systems. It was, although a lot is happening, but the story was fun. The characters were likable. Everything about this book also was pure entertainment. This is also one of my most precious editions. Again, I'm gonna have another video, inshallah, sharing with you all of these special editions, but the art within this one is amazing. It's also signed by Brandon Sanderson, which is, I think it's the only signed edition that I have of Brandon Sanderson. There's just some amazing art, and the book is filled with this amazing art. The quality is to die for. Even the starters of each chapter are magnificent. This is one of those books that I would consider and call my precious. So I'm not going to show you the rest. However, it's one of those special books. If you decide to come steal my home, please stay away from this edition. Moving on to a book that I love with all my heart. There are some parts in this particular story that I wish I would experience. I'm not gonna go into detail. It's a weird book. I don't think it's for everyone, but it's very human. And this is what I love about it. The book that I'm talking about is Strange the Dreamer. I've read this book approximately 3, maybe 4 times. And every single time I fall more in love with the story, with the writing, with the word choice, with the characters. For me, Laszlo is the best protagonist out there. He's wholesome, he's thoughtful, he's kind. Laszlo, a cinnamon roll, and I love his character growth in this series and how he discovers himself and how he comes at peace with the realities that he has experienced it and his origin. However, it does not change him and it does not change who he is at the core. It's a very sweet story. I might consider, or romance might be a big plot of it, but it's not a romance novel. There are so many hidden themes within this book that are worth exploring and reading. I hope you read it and enjoy it. And if you love it, please let me know what is it that you love about it. I also, this is an all-time favorite, but all of them are all-time favorite. This is Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It's the only book I've read for Patrick Rothfuss. I have book 2, but I decided I'm not going to read that till book 3 is released. This is a very unfinished story, and it feels like that when you're reading it. There's so many unanswered questions. However, you are there for the ride. Then this character, he's a super interesting character. The writing is amazing in this book as well. In my humble opinion, I could really see things and I could really visualize and I could really envision what was going on. There was this particular scene, without spoiling it, or hopefully I won't be spoiling it, but he was talking about the main character actually doing a musical. He was doing a musical performance, and things happened during that musical performance, without spoiling. And it was very interesting how someone is writing about music, but I could hear the music. Don't ask me what I was hearing. It's not like I have a tune that I can tell you, but from the way or how good the writing was, I could actually listen to this music inside my head while I was reading. It was such a very, very unique experience for me to hear music, but through words. There's some great art in this edition as well. And I want to say that although weird things happen, and there are so many different weird things, it truly is a spectacular book, and I highly recommend that you read it. I know I'm not giving away much, and I'm not even telling you what the story is about, but again, I don't want to spoil any of that. I don't know, tell me, do you want me to tell you blurbs about the book, or just share with you my feelings about the books and then you can go search them? I don't know, I'm new at this, but I'd rather share with you how the book made me feel instead of actually just telling you what the book is about. Again, weird, quirky, but lovely. Circe, again, a book not for everyone, but I did love the mythology. I did love the story of Circe. This book just found me in the right time. It was very slow paced, but it was all about the journey of Circe and how she was overcoming all the challenges in her life. And she's an extremely, I would consider her an introverted person, very happy living alone. And I related to that. Okay, I'm relating to a Greek goddess, so I related to that, and I did enjoy the story and how it unfolded. And the writing of Madeline Miller is lovely. I have to mention them. I know that a lot of people don't like these books anymore. However, I have to say that I love them. These are the books that broke my years-long slump. These are the books that got me back into reading fantasy, enjoying fantasy, and just being swept away in a story. A Court of Mist and Fury and Heir of Fire are 2 of my favorite books within these 2 series. I highly, highly recommend, if you've been struggling or haven't been able to find the right book and you don't mind some drama there for the vibes, for the enjoyment, these books are amazing, and they have some of the most fun characters you can follow, and you're just there for the ride. I love these 2 books. I highly recommend Throne of Glass. I think it's a much better series than Akamath. Unfortunately, I've stopped reading Sarah J. Maas, but the OGs of Sarah J. Maas, I think they are worth reading and exploring. These are the stories that I discovered as an adult and made me fall in love with reading one more time. I would say that a common theme between them all. Oh my God, I forgot to mention Jade City. It's a new time, it's a favorite. So Jade City is another one. I have the edition up there, so I'm not gonna go get it. But Jade City is one more book one more series that is added to my all-time favorite books. So let's see whether Legacy or Jade City is going to be my top favorite, and maybe I can update this at a later point. However, These are the books that I love the most. These are the books that I used to escape. These are the books that I wouldn't mind reading and rereading and rereading all over again. I'm happy that I have not just 1 or 2 books, but I do have a collection. And I know that the common theme between them is probably that they have characters, likable characters, have a fantastical world. The magic system is usually interesting. And the underlying theme within them, it talks about the importance of being human. And maybe it's about these human interactions and these human emotions, and how do we navigate all of these, try combat corruption, are some of the themes that make me love these stories so much. It's the fight of good against evil. And this is something that I do like in my books. So I'm gonna end this here, but these are the books that I love. If you love any of them, please let me know. And if you think that if you have a similar vibe and you have some books that I did not read, please recommend them down in the comments and I'll get back to you. Please also let me know whether you'd rather I give a blurb of the book or just talk about the books and the vibes. I'm new at this and I'm figuring it out, and I hope you're having a good time. See ya. Bye.